Hello everyone, I'm Colin Kinnett. Another fun day in the workshop today, because today I'm going to use the sticky back hook and loop and make a hand sander that uses the discs from my Random Orbital Sander, and then I'm going to fix the disc sander holder that I hate. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is take these little nubs off, then I'm going to use my chisel to make them flat. And when I come back, we'll have that all ready to go. I've set the height of the blade to 1 inch, and you can see that I've also set the angle, and that angle is 12.5 degrees, and I've positioned the fence so that I can just cut off just this little bit of a wedge at the bottom here. So when I get finished doing that, I'm going to take my 2x4 and turn it end for end and cut the other side off. Now you can see in my cut I was a little bit shy, but that doesn't matter because that's going to come off anyway. Now what I want to do is make a cut along here, and I'm going to reset the blade so that it's vertical, and we're going to make a cut right about there. Now those two ends, this one actually just fell off, the other one will do the same. And now what we have here is something resembling a handrail grip, and that's what we're going to use for the top of the disc we just made. Okay, I've just moved over to the router, and I'm going to knock the edges off this so it's a little bit easier to grip. Okay, I've taken and cut off a 4.5-inch piece off this piece that I just made here for my handhold, and I've felt both sides of this, and I think this is going to be my bottom. It seems to be the smoothest, so I'm only going to put that on there and just sort of figure out roughly where the middle is, because what I need to do now is drill a couple of holes from here, and they're going to want to be countersunk so that I can attach that with a couple of, in fact, I think I'll use even 3 screws. So I'm just going to go over to the drill press and make those holes, and then we'll be able to attach that handle. Okay, perfect. Yeah, hopefully I've taken the backing off that. Now this stuff normally sticks like crazy, so it should stick really well. There we go. Okay, and I think I can just trim those off with scissors. I think that'll be as good as anything. There we go. Now, mostly what I'm going to use on there is 220. So, there's a 220. Make sure I get it on there. Now look at that. There's a perfect hand sander. When I'm finishing up a project and using my Random Orbital Sander, I like to do the final sanding with the grain, and I like to do that by hand. And this will be perfect for that. It uses the same pad, so I don't have to use different sandpaper. I can sand with the grain and get a very good final finish on that. So I'm pretty happy. That's going to be a great addition. So first of all, these things kind of rattle around in here. I ended up using 3/4 inch plywood because I put these dowels in it, and this was just some scrap wood that I had around, so I used that. So the thing is really heavy. What I don't like is, first of all, you got to try and align these things up here, which I don't know why I did that, but I did. And a friend of mine, Charles, did the same kind of design, but he put dowels in every hole, and he says it's really fussy trying to put discs in his as well. Now, I've got this plywood that I've had for so long, I don't even remember where I got it from, but I'm going to cut this into some strips and just use this for some dividers. Now basically what I'm going to do is just put some tabs on here, and this is just going to be rough. So I'm going to mark all of my pieces here with a line. Well, and there's my newly configured disc sanding holder, and all of the grits are underneath each one of these tabs. So there's 80, 120, 220, and 6. I put 60 at the bottom because I hardly ever use 60. And then the little hand sander that I made will sit on top. All the grits are easy to get at. I don't have to worry about fiddling around, lifting them off of dowels. They sit nice and flat. I'm looking forward to see how this is going to work for me. Well, that concludes my video for today, and I'm hoping this is the last time I have to remake my sanding disc holder. I'm Colin Canet for Woodwork Web. Thanks for watching.